this lesson, we have worksheet number 3, parallel lines cut by a transversal. So one of the things you want to notice here is that our parallel lines are running vertical, up and down, where in previous examples we've seen them running horizontal, left and right. And we've seen transversals kind of cut diagonal through them, or even cut straight down through them. So in this one, it's going to be that, I'm going to call this line A and line B are parallel. And then the line that cuts across horizontally is our transversal. So let's take a look at some of our angle relationships. Let's go through the letter choices. It's asking us to classify each pair of angles as one of the following. So they give us alternate interior angles, alternate exterior angles, supplementary angles, corresponding angles, vertical angles, or none. There may be no angle relationship. Let's take a look at each one of those. So alternate interior angles and alternate exterior angles, those are going to look like this as a brief reminder. If it's interior, it's going to be the inside, because interior means inside, of the parallel line. So anything that falls inside, that's our interior. Now the exterior option is going to be the exact opposite. So whatever is on the outside. So I like to mark my paper like this so I can be very sure that I'm looking in the right place. Okay? So that takes care of interior and exterior, but what about this alternate? Well, alternate means it's going to be the alternate side or the other side of the transversal. So if this is our transversal right here, for an example, angle 9 is on the top of the transversal on the outside. So that is an exterior. If I travel along the transversal to the other exterior, and then I do the alternate side. So angle 12 is on the same side, but angle 16 is on the other side or alternate side. That means they are alternate exterior angles. That's letter choice C. I'm going to put that in at number 1 because that's angle 9 and angle 16 and their angle relationship. You would do the same for alternate interior, except that you would take a look at inside in the yellow section here, 1 and the other. So like 10 and 15 are alternate to each other, and 11 and 14 are alternate to each other. Moving on to supplementary angles. Well, supplementary angles are adjacent angles. That means they're right next to each other. And what they do is they equal 180 degrees in their measurement. Okay, so let me take some of this off and let's look for a supplementary angles. Now, they have to be right next to each other. For an example, let's look at number 11, angle 11. There we go. Angle 11 is right next to angle 15. The two of these angles together form a straight line, which means if I took the measure of angle 11 plus the measure of angle 15, together they form a straight line which should total 180 degrees. That's what means that they're supplementary. So that's actually answer choice number 2, angles 15 and 11 would be letter E, supplementary angles. They come up to 180 degrees and they're right next to each other to make a straight line. Let's move on to corresponding angles. This is letter choice B. Corresponding angles are in the same place on the parallel line and or on the transversal. It's just they're located in the same place. So for an example, I'm going to look at angle number 9. Back to there. Well, here is line A and line B, which are parallel to each other. Here's my transversal. And so 9 is on the top of the transversal to the left from line A. Well, if I wanted to find in this intersection here, I have 4 angles that were formed. Which one corresponds or is the same place as angle 9? Well, it's going to be angle 11 because it's also on the top of the transversal to the left. So for each parallel line, they're in the same position. So corresponding angles means same place. For example, angles 9 and 11 are corresponding. So that's actually number 5 right here, angles 9 and 11. So let's look at one more example of the vertical angles so we can be sure what those look like. Vertical angles, I always like to say, they'll form a V, 2 V's. So vertical angles are like this. If this and this were your angles, this side and this side are exactly the same because they're across from each other. Also, they form a V. So let's look here at angle 12. Angle 12 is in the top right once the line V is cut by the transversal. And in order to find the vertical angle that matches this, here's the V. Well, here's the other side of it. The 2 points of the V come together. So directly across from angle 12 is 15. That's a feature of vertical angles. They're directly across from each other. So angle 12 and angle 15 are vertical angles. Letter choice D. And that would be there for number 4, 12 and 15. So there is an option of none. You may say that there is no angle relationship and you would use letter choice F for that choice. So take a moment to finish numbers 3, 6, 7, and 8. Try a few on your own. This is worksheet number 3, part 1. Then you can go on to the video worksheet number 3, part 2 to do the second half of the page.